Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. Today I'm here to show you how I made this really pretty card that I shared on my blog today that was for the Blogging Friends blog hop. And the theme was hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way, I think. Something like that. It was an Easter theme. So what I want to do is show you how I made this card. It features the A Wreath bundle. And I've done some embossing using the embossing paste, which I really love the technique. It's a bit messy, but I love the technique. So I just want to show you how I made the background for this and then put the card together. So just let me switch over to my desktop and we'll get started. So here's the card that I shared today. Isn't it pretty? It just feels springy and Eastery to me. So I've used soft sea foam as the color for the base. And I've got this is the piece that is embossed. You can kind of see the embossing. And then Melon Mambo. And then I've got, I've used the rainbow glimmer paper as the background and done some Easter eggs and a tag for the sentiment. And then some of the really pretty crocheted ribbon. So let me show you how I put the card together. So it features the Arrange a Wreath bundle. So it's a great bundle. It comes with everything you need to make all sorts of wreaths, whether it's for Valentine's Day or fall, Easter, just best wishes, Christmas, lots of ways to put some pretty wreaths together. And then the dies to cut out. So I'm using this shape and this shape. It comes, I'm gonna cut out Easter eggs. You can cut out hearts, pears, for a partridge in a pear tree for Christmas. This kind of looks like a poinsettia, and then the bow. So really nice way to make some wreaths. This bundle will be featured in the Your Creative Waits monthly card kit for March. And so the card kit includes make and tape for 8 cards, 2 of 4 different designs, as well as this stamp set. And then you can add on the dies if you're interested. So there's more information about that on my blog, so you can sign up. It is only available in Canada because due to Stampin Up rules, I can only sell to Canadians. Okay, so let me just show you how I put the card together. Okay, so I've got a piece of soft sea foam. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm just going to fold it in half to form my card base. Now, all of the instructions for this card are on my blog, as well as the measurements. So I'll put the link to my blog underneath this video so you can go out and not have to worry about writing things down. Now, I've got a piece of basic white cardstock that I'm going to emboss on. So that is cut, I believe that's cut 4 inches by 5 1/4, yes. And then I've got a piece of Melon Mambo. So this is cut 3 5/8 by 3 5/8, and another piece, 3.5 by 3.5 for the Melon Mambo, and then basic white is 3 3/8 by 3 3/8, which will go in the middle. The other thing that I've gone ahead and cut out using this rainbow glimmer paper, so pretty, I've gone ahead and cut out one of these wreaths. I'm just going to peel it out of here. So I've done this on the yellow and Melon Mambo end, just because I thought that went better with the colors on the card. Gently, so I don't rip this. I love the glimmer paper. The glitter doesn't get all over, it doesn't come off, so you don't have to worry. I know all sorts of places have rules about no glitter because it ends up all over the place. But this glitter does not, you don't get it all over your fingers. It does not come off. It's great. Okay, do that. So that's going to go on here. I've also taken and done the one with the leaves in soft sea foam, and that will go over top. I like adding the dimension to it. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my embossing, because this takes a minute to dry. So I've got the basic pattern design, decorative masks here. There are 4 different patterns. So there's the one I'm going to use, which is kind of leaves. There is this very ornate one that looks kind of vintagey to me, like that. Then there is trees, and polka dots. But today I'm going to use this one that is the leaf. Okay, I'm just going to lay this. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. Put this on top just because I don't want to get this embossing paste all over. Put that on. And this is the regular embossing paste. There is also the shimmery embossing paste, which is really glittery. I'm almost due to buy some more. And I've got one of the palette knives, so they come in a package that you can get. So I'm just going to, you want to make sure when you put this down that you get, you want to hold this flat so that you don't get the embossing paste underneath. And when you close up your embossing paste, you want to make sure that it is sealed tight, because it does, I find it dries out. So I'm just kind of going over. You don't need very much of it. Let's see, trying to get rid of that big blob so I don't have so much on my palette. Oops. It's 2 hands. Let me just put some. So yeah, just try not to have too much on your palette, and you can always scoop some more. So I'm just going over this until, so the thinner you have it, the better, because it dries faster. And if you just hold your palette knife flat against it, it will prevent you from going underneath the mask's pattern. It's a bit like applying icing, although I'm sure my husband would like me to apply icing thicker. But this you just want a really thin coat. And then you can just kind of go, you might have missed. I'll have to buy some more. Put this on really tight so that it doesn't dry out. And then just lift up the mask, and you end up, and this just washes off. It's easy to wash off. So I'm just going to put that behind me so I take it down and wash it off. All right. So this will be a little wet, so you don't want to spread it. And then I can take my silicone mat. What you want to do, I'm just going to take my heat tool. So this is going to be a little bit loud, so it just takes a minute or so to dry, but adding the heat tool will definitely help it dry faster. So I'll just go over it, and you can see it start to go whiter as it dries. So it's a little darker when it's wet, but already I can see it has dried up. All right, I think that's probably good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my soft seafoam ink pad and a blending brush. So this is the blending brush. These come in packages of 3. I actually have them separated by color, so when they wash out, you really don't have to separate them because they really will wash out quite clean. But I used this on Granny Apple Green just a little bit ago. So I'm just going to take and pick up some of the soft seafoam, and I'm just going to sponge over top of it to give it some color. I could have done this before and sponged the card, but that would have meant that the embossing paste would have been very white, whereas this means that the embossing paste is going to pick up some of the color. You can make this as dark as you want. I just love these embossing brushes. They're so easy to use, and they wash out, like I said, so clean. It's just amazing. They are not foam, they are bristles, but they're so soft. So you can see it just makes it easy to get some color behind. and with the embossing paste, definitely some texture. Okay. So this will just go with my Stampin' Seal, which is here. Isn't that pretty? Just a great way to get some texture on your card. And that is so dry, it's just amazing. All right, so now I'm going to take and I'm going to adhere my piece of basic white onto my piece of Melon Mambo. Like that. And I'm going to use dimensionals. Oops. I have to cut some dimensionals. I'm almost out on this piece. I always use the edge up so they don't go to waste. So like that. Oops. Put it there. Now I'm going to use glue dots, which are here, to put this down. And I'm going to take, there's some little pieces in the middle here, poke out. Probably not going to be seen, but we'll poke them out anyway. There, okay. Now I'm just going to take and use glue dots to adhere this down. Most of this is actually going to be hidden underneath the soft seafoam wreath piece that goes above it. And there. Okay. All right. Stick to my fingers. Okay, so I'll just put it on there. And the glue dots just hold it in place. And then I'm going to use glue dots on this piece as well. Can I see what I used on this? Nope, I used dimensionals. Okay, so we're going to use mini dimensionals on here. So I'm just going to use my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm just going to put some dimensionals, and I'm going to use the leaves to hide my mini dimensionals. Let's use my pokey end to get the backing off. Okay. And now I'll just put this over top of that. Like the wreath, and just that pop of color underneath it, just so pretty with the rainbow glimmer paper. Now the next thing that I want to do is, as I did on my card, I want to stamp the sentiment, and I'm going to do that in Melon Mambo, and then I'm going to stamp some Easter eggs. So I've got Bumblebee, and so I did 3 in Bumblebee and 2 in Melon Mambo. So they're 2 eggs together. So I'll do 4 since I have to, and then clean that off. Should have had my Stampin' Scrub. And then 2, oh, I re-inked my Melon Mambo before I, okay, oh well. Alright, and then, oh, I need Melon Mambo again because I want to stamp the Happy Easter. and I'm going to use my punch. There's my punch. There's that. Now I'm just going to bring in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we're going to use these 2 Easter eggs. Now, put my Easter egg die. Try not to shake. Okay, now I'm going to go through. Okay, so 1 egg, 2 eggs. Get it lined up. Some days it works, and some days it doesn't cooperate. All right. All right, let's try this again. There we go. Let's bring it more on the table. I've got this big curve here. Let's try and do it on a platter. There we go. Maybe that's better. One of my dies has got quite a curve to it. That's better. One more. It's back over here. Okay. Nail down. Bring my card back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use dimensionals on my label in the middle. Let's cut this down a little bit. Put that in the middle of my wreath. And then we will use some mini dimensionals on the back of these Easter eggs. Let's see, I want 2 yellow, 3 yellow, doesn't matter, but anyway, 3 yellow and 2 of that. Okay. So now I'm just going to take these off and stick my Easter eggs this just to decorate the wreath. There. I haven't got the back off. I guess I didn't. There we go. Go with that. That. And this final Easter egg. Okay, so one more step. I've got some of this. This is the Very Vanilla Scalloped Lace Trim. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but you can actually take and sponge. I think I'm going to sponge again in the soft seafoam. So you can actually sponge the ribbon to give it a little bit of a green. Now it's going to be really hard to see, but on the card it actually, you can actually see. I'm just sponging like I would. I'm just picking up color from my ink pad, and it just gives it a hint of soft seafoam color. And now I'm gonna just tie a bow. Perfect. A very big bow, so I'm going to make it a little smaller. There we go. And I lose my glue dots all the time when they're right in front of me. Okay, so I'm just going to adhere this on with a glue dot right underneath these Easter eggs, like that, and trim my bow. Oops. There we go. There. That was my original card, and this is my other card. I think what I did on my original card, I actually used Magenta Madness instead of Melon Mambo, but that's okay, it's still pretty. So let me just switch over to my desktop. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed that card. If you have any questions, just leave a comment on either my blog, which I will put the link to underneath this video, or on the video itself. I'm happy to answer your questions as you try to recreate this card. And while you're here, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd love for you to get notified when I post more videos. I hope you enjoyed the card, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Bye.